What's up, everyone? It's Jeremy Majors here with Majors Academy Dog Training, and we are live on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on with you? Here to answer any and all questions. Feel free to ask as many questions as you like. Doesn't matter what it is. Hey, Pat, how are you? Doesn't matter what you like. So, what we're going to do today is, besides answering obviously you guys' questions, we are going to talk about a video that I want you guys to see. I think I'm going to start doing that every broadcast. I'm going to start off with a video, and we're going to talk about that video. And if you guys have any questions about the video, please feel free to ask them questions. And then we will discuss. So let me go ahead and see if I can pull up that video. It was airdropped. So, okay. Let's see. Where would that video be? If you guys have any questions right away, too, you can feel free to ask. And I will answer them in the order that they are received. But basically, that video that I wanted to show you, let me see how I can find it real quick while I talk about it. But yo, guys, there's a really big problem with people being dishonest about true results. There's a really big problem with a bunch of trainers out there that are their sole purpose. I think that they prioritize popularity over results. They value popularity. They are trapped in a sort of an idealistic way of thinking. That's what it is. I sent that video. I'm trying to think where that would go. I might have to send it again. I really want you guys to watch this video. Hold on. All right. We'll just answer questions, guys. Hope you guys are doing well. Happy Thursday. And let's get to it, eh? Saw your post with the Akita and you required eye contact before you let it out. What's the significance of eye contact? So the significance in my opinion, is the dog is using its brain. It's thinking before it decides it wants to go out instead of assuming that it goes out. Plus, it kind of just gives them a little bit of a check-in. So even though your dog is sitting and staring out the door, I don't necessarily want that mindset to move forward. I want the dog to do a little bit of thinking, checking in, and again, not asking for the eye contact, but waiting for it. So I want the dog to sort of do some thinking, like, what are we doing here, kind of deal. That's probably what would be going through their mind. But instead of doing this, so it's not about just getting them to sit at the front door, because they can still be in that very alert mindset. I would just like a little bit of that. And so if you just are patient enough and you keep them in that sit, they will look at you. Same thing going in and out of crates, or anything that the dog really, really wants. And if you have a good sit and a good stay command, you can get the dog to engage with you if you're patient enough. So that's the significance about the eye contact. So that's a good question. I'm going to post that up real quick here. There we go. All right. Elias, what's up? What's good? Kristen says 5-month-old doodle biting on leash while walking. Help. If your dog is biting on leash, then do one of two things. Real simple. You can add another leash and walk the dog and let the dog have the leash, and then it'll drop it once you're not playing with it. Or you can teach the dog not to bite when you say no bite. But yeah, if you have, it depends on how bad it is. If it's 5 months, it's probably not that bad. But if it's really really bad, I tell my dog owners, put 2 leashes on the dog, and then again, pretty quickly one of them will drop it, or the dog will drop the leash, and then you can kind of just pick up the leash and tell the dog no. But the dog has got to know what no means, and 5 months is old enough to learn. All right. Thank you for your question. Feel free to ask another, Kristen. All right, Stacy says, my dog just turned 3 and hasn't grown out of jumping to greet people, and she's almost 80 pounds. 3 years old. Okay. I fault myself for saying it's because she was a COVID baby. I ignore her, but guests don't always. Any tips? Well, yes. Get your dog to respect you, first and foremost. So when you come home, and you should give your dog something to do, not ignore. Ignoring doesn't work for a lot of dogs. I don't even know if it works for any. But give the dog something to do that it must do. And the simplest thing is to teach the dog to go lay down or mind its business. If you can have a command, and or if you have the dialogue to where you can point somewhere and say, go on, go away, go lay down, whatever it may be. That's what you have to do, though. You have to get the dog to respect the fact that you don't want to be touched by it in this manner. And if you go mind your own business, then I will give you what you want. But the dog has learned for 3 years that jumping gets them the attention that they want. And it kind of learns that the dog can sort of manipulate you. It pushes you around. So again, it's just kind of important that the dog learn how to respect humans. Hey, Brandy, how are you? Yeah. Yeah. That's what I would do. Get the dog to respect you. All right. That's a big dog to be jumping. That shouldn't be happening at all. Okay. Next question. Okay. My golden is a bit excitable around people when she first sees them. She is not a biter or aggressive, but has a tendency to go between people's legs, and it's annoying. How can I help her with this issue and stop the behavior, please? Same thing. Guys, if your dog doesn't respect you guys enough, it's not going to respect strangers, especially super social dogs. So what we tend to do is pet excited dogs, and excited dogs get to do what they want. Excited dogs get what they want by being excited. And so it's just really important that you understand that when you pay attention, or when you give that dog what it wants, when it's in that mindset, it's going to continue to do so. So again, same kind of answer for you. Get the dog to respect your annoyance. And that just, again, looks like being able to tell the dog to go away, go lay down. Get the dog to respect the fact that you don't want this to happen. It's a pretty basic thing in theory, but they do that between each other. Jumping is very disrespectful, and also the in between the legs things, it's obviously disrespectful too. It's very intrusive. So it's all about teaching our dogs how to become sensitive to the real world, or educated about the real world. Not everybody wants a dog that's 80 pounds. Not everybody that has an 80-pound dog jumping them is going to think it's cute. Not every person is going to think that's cute. Not every person is going to think a dog between their legs is cute. And even if you guys get annoyed with it again, then this is how you teach this dog to respect humans, to respect the fact that you don't want certain things. So teach your dog to go lay down, go away. It doesn't have to lay down. It just has to go away when you say so. But I don't think many people can have that ability. That should also be taught just as much as sit down, stay, come, go away. It's okay. You're not going to be mean. It's just putting up a boundary, basically, right? And everybody should have boundaries. So get some respect from them. And Goldens are obviously notorious for just being so excited they can't even use their daggum brain. You know what I mean? All right, let's continue. Thank you for your questions, though, guys. Keep them coming. Yeah, let's do this. All right, just an update on Gabe. He's doing pretty well. He still grumbles at people when Jason is around. That's crazy. But we tell him on his bed, and he will listen. And to avoid further issues, we will put him in his kennel. And I'm able to walk both dogs at the same time on each side of me. It's been amazing. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear that. Yeah, those things are going to take some time too, guys. I really want people to know that, listen, if a dog has had the option to be bad for years on end, it's going to take close to a year to really dissolve the things that the dog was allowed to do for 3 years. It's going to take some time. But what's most important is that you figure out why you have to maintain those boundaries. And then you have to remove yourself from you have to remove what you get out of the relationship with your dog. You have to remove that so you can think, so you're able to think logically, because dogs will use that sort of, again, what we get out of it, and it will prolong the process of getting them to realize that this gets you this, and this doesn't get you something that you necessarily want. And so be patient. You will have ups and downs. I'm here for you. You guys know that. This talking about a dog who stayed with me for 3 weeks. Again, big emphasis on, it's going to take, I usually tell people, expect to keep those boundaries up for at least 6 months. And I'm not talking about, a whole bunch of things, but be diligent for that long. Because again, man, when I even take fosters on, I will foster a dog for 9 months at least, because I like to really take my time. So keep that in mind. If I could convince dog owners to let me keep their dog for, let's say, I don't know how much time I'd probably need. I don't know, 4 or 5 months, which no one is going to be willing to do. But then I could really obviously get that really good work in. But 3 weeks is maybe a long time to a lot of people, but it's nothing in the grand scheme of things with in regards to the dog. So keep me updated, guys. I appreciate it. All right. Carrie says, what are potential causes and solutions for anxiety due to loud noises like thunder, etc.? He didn't usually react, but recently he has been pacing around the house, balling up his blankets, scratching at the walls and doors. Yeah, that's a tough one. Who knows? It could be something that we're not sure about. However, anytime my dog is going to be showing something or stressed out about something that, in my opinion, is going to be regularly happening, is not necessarily going to cause them harm. And if they're acting like it, then I'm going to, in my opinion, I'm going to give them something that they have to do to help cope with whatever's on their mind. So with your situation, um, you know, I'll tell you just on a practical level, put the dog in its place, tell the dog to stay. Um, but you could also, um, you know, take the dog on a well, maybe not during a storm or anything like that. That'd probably be dumb. But what I used to do with dogs who are sensitive to loud noises, not just thunder, but just loud noises, is take them on a walk, um, and preferably um, one in which where they can choose to go away from you. So I would I'm not saying off leash because that would be bad, but have them drag a long line so that they can really make a good decision on listening and following you versus panicking and boom, um, and running away. One of my dogs that I had for a shorter period of time, maybe about 9 years. He was a Cane Corso pit bull mix, and his name was Tobias. And he was just like that. Any loud noises, he was, when I first got him, he was gone. But I got him to trust me so much that I had him off leash, and he decided to stick closer to me than when there was a loud noise, a thunderstorm, or something that freaked him out. But I think that's the reason why he ran away in the first place is probably because of the firecrackers or whatever it may be. Something happened and he just bolted. But I got him to the point where he chose to stay by my side, no leash, no e-collar, no nothing. Um, and so that's kind of how I would do it. But for you, or for anybody listening, if you have a dog like that, at least let them have a long line on. Don't do anything off leash. All right. They'll still think the same way. It doesn't much matter. The dog doesn't know necessarily that the long line is there and doesn't associate that with safety. So you can literally practice a off leash walking with a long line dragging. That's what I'm saying. What up, Rachel? What's up? I swear Onyx is half pit bull, half golden. So I'm in your face / pusher. Yeah, Onyx is a tough one. And that comment that you that you made on my Facebook, that was, when I first saw him too. Hey, guys, so I posted on Facebook that, people need to ask to pet dogs, instead of just assuming that they can. And again, guys, for all the people out there who really want to pet dogs and touch dogs, guys, stop being selfish. Ask at the very least, and or let the dog have a daggum choice in the matter, man. Because what you'll develop is a dog who you'll develop a dog who becomes antisocial, who associates people with avoid intrusive, uh, just all out being rude, pretty much walking up, making high pitched talk, and sticking your arm out. All those things to a dog that is sensitive and smart is going to say, "Get away from me. Who the hell are you?" Some dogs think like that. It'd be the same thing if a stranger was to come up and do that crap to you. It would be trouble. So take the dog into consideration, and good Lord. All right. Okay. Neighbor's corgi about a year old. When walking by the dog, it will nip if you get down to greet the dog. A lot of nipping. Yeah. I'm about to purchase a mat or whatever you suggest to have for Champ in the house. Yeah, if he has a bed, then that's fine. He probably, what he's been training with is a kind of a corunda bed, a raised platform. Um, that's what he's been working with. It's nice because, Champ is a big furry fella, and he'll need, maybe he gets cold, or excuse me, maybe he gets hot. And so that bed is kind of mesh, can maybe breathe a little bit. You know what I'm saying? All right. Angela says there's been big improvement. He has not grumbled at me or gone nuts at the window like he used to. Pretty cool. Awesome. All right. Those of you guys who are just tuned in and are watching, feel free to ask as many questions as you like. You're not subject to just one, but know that your question is going to help others that are going through the same thing. All right. Cool. Okay. Let's see if we got, what else we got here. Yeah, guys, you have got, when you guys walk into the house and your dog are super excited. Yes, it gets you feeling good. I get it. But you're going to you could be exacerbating the problem when it comes to jumping or when it comes to just being pushy. You're reinforcing pushy behaviors. And the more of those that a dog can exhibit, the more annoying the dog is going to become. And the potential for aggression is going to be there. So I talk to people all the time, and I always ask the same questions because that's how I know that I can help them, is if I pick up on patterns of things that we can work on to eliminate aggression. And you guys know, if you've been watching me, there's two big ones: jumping and barking. And so every dog that jumps, every aggressive dog jumps and or barks his head off, territorial. Not all dogs that jump and bark are aggressive. So you have to evaluate how many different areas where the dog becomes pushy, and now start to give the dog something to do in those circumstances to teach the dog that I'm here to give you what you want, but you got to do this for it, or you can't do this in order to get it. That's the whole deal. I wouldn't see half of my clients if we executed that right there. You cannot just assume that people are something to jump on, because that's, again, a very dangerous mindset. The most dangerous mindset a dog can have is, I can do this. There's no consequences for me. There's no consequences worth it for me that have been presented that makes me think otherwise. So I'm just going to go. I'm just going to do it. It's all about me anyway. Me. And that's what gets people hurt. That's what gets dogs hurt, is being able to have a dog walking around thinking, you can do what I want. I think we're prioritizing the wrong thing. Okay. Crystal says, Mochi did well when we had people over for dinner. She sat on place and we waited for her to be calm. I told the guests to ignore her. Hey, there you go. Good job. Next time you do that, send me a pic or something, man. I want to share that. I know Mochi is, you know, definitely a challenging dog, but very smart. And you guys have been super consistent with that stuff. So yeah, man, send me a pic of, or even like, a 5-second video or something like that. Hey guys, listen, when you put your dog in a, you give your dog something to do, man, that can take that can take weight off of their shoulders. You feel me? Because again, even if your dog just really wants to do something, it you're not going to rob them of happiness if you tell them to be respectful. You're educating them. Maybe that's where the disconnect comes. We're so caught up in having our dog live its best life, right? But actually, in my opinion, you know, we want their is it do you want the dog to be happy for the dog's benefit, or do you want the dog to be happy for your own happiness? Um, and that's sort of the deal there. Stop your dog from jumping on people. There's dogs that get put down for jumping. There's people that get sued for their dog jumping on the wrong person. What if you what if you what if we had a kid that went up to every parent or every adult and pushed them? That wouldn't end well. But because the parents didn't properly educate the child's going to get hurt. So the people who care about the dog the most, i.e., the parents, need to be the one that's going to give that lesson instead of the outside world. We have to sort of educate our dogs to the 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 world that is going to be inevitable. We can't keep our dogs from their fears, their insecurities, we can't avoid those areas. We have to make sure we can teach them how to deal with it through our leadership. Okay. Let's see. Don't get me wrong. She whined and showed all the appeasement behaviors, but eventually got it together. All right. Good deal. It takes a while. All right. So when Houdini is frightened and shaking, is it okay to enforce him by staying on his place in a down? I would think so. Yeah. It seems so harsh, and we don't want him to think he's being punished. But not sure of any other way. And if it's in the middle of the night, just keep putting him back in his bed. Yes, yes, and yes. You are not going to, like I say, you're actually going to do him a favor. I really feel, I've seen it. You're going to do him a favor. He's looking for something to do almost. He's almost asking, please just tell me what to do, because I don't know what to do right now. Tell me something to do. Give me something to do, because I don't know what to do with this stress right now. Give him something to do. And on your bed is not a punishment command. It can literally be an advocacy command. Yeah. Yeah. It can literally be an advocacy command saying, hey, go lay down and relax. Let me just show you that you ain't got to stress out like this. It's nothing. In a weird way, you might become closer because Dog can rely on you if, in fact, what he thinks is going to happen to him doesn't happen. So they would do that to each other, guys. They would do that to each other. When one dog is being out of control in a pack of dogs, another dog would try to control that dog and say, chill out. I've seen it many times. So it's okay. Tell him to go lay down. It'll be a good one. It'll be good for him. All right. Appreciate your question. Feel free to ask another. Man, I really wanted to show y'all this. I'm gonna hop off Instagram just quickly so I can send that video again, because I really want y'all to see this one. Okay, here it is. Boom. Boom. Here it comes. My dogs do that all the time. Control out of exactly. You guys know. 100%. So Elias, the guy that just commented, has a pack of Dobermans. And same thing. They will control each other if one is out of control. They'll try and teach each other. They'll try. Listen, you leave dogs to their own devices, and they're going to oh, here it is. They're going to they're going to fix each other, or they're going to expose each other. But exposure is sort of fixing, you know what I'm saying? My pack will educate by exposing their insecurity. I've got a white German Shepherd who came in thinking that he has to control my dogs because of his insecurity. And then my dog was like, nah, bro, you ain't got to do that. Matter of fact, you ain't doing it. And I'll show you that it's not necessary. You don't have to worry about other dogs trying to control you, because that's the deal. All right, let's see if we can pull this video up real quick. Okay, hold on. I go down to where is it? This one? Yep, video file. Okay. And it is in downloads. All right.
Paris yet. As you can see, she is a jumper.
Whoa, hold on. I'm not ready yet. Chase. Okay, hold on. As far as place when people are over, if Onyx is still whining and vocal, do I correct or ignore until he settles? I have tried a tone with the e-collar and he acknowledges but continues. Try low stimulation. Settle down, but should I be correcting for the nervous, anxious noises until he settles? Yeah. Try low level stimulation. See if that works. That may be the key. Okay, watch this, guys.
So usually, hi! She did a nice sit there, right? I could have rewarded her. This is what you usually get for jumpers when you have that excitement. So I'm gonna see if I can get her to sit. I want to get her to do something else, so I had to do a little touch there. Paris, sit. Paris, sit. I'm gonna give it to her for even the down. Even though I asked for a sit, I'm giving it to her because the jumping is what we're working on. Paris! Hi! Sit. Paris! So what you want this to do is eventually, she's not going to do any of that jumping. She's just going to run and sit. So you can see when she came out, it's kind of all over the place. It can be dangerous, especially to scratches or get you in the face. So anytime they're jumping like that, you can definitely use food. Ask them for that sit. So we teach them excitement means to sit and not to jump.
Okay. Well, I know some of you guys who are listening on the podcast probably didn't see that video, but this is how positive only trainers would suggest you deal with jumping. And yes, this entire live event will be recorded, so you can go back and watch from the get-go. And Higher Stem does. I'm gonna get back to you, Brandy. Okay. All right. I just want to discuss this video real quick. All right. So you guys saw that video. And I'm pretty sure some of you out there have probably been shown similar advice on how to deal with jumping. But I just want to give my thoughts on that video. So when teaching a dog how to not jump, you have got to be able to control their excitement. This trainer got the dog excited to jump and then gave a treat as it sat. So dog essentially learned there's no consequence for jumping, and all I got to do is sit for 1 second and I'll get some food. There's a couple things wrong with that approach, one of which is you can't feed. Food is not going to teach respect. And appetite dependent training is going to depend on the dog's level of appetite. If that trainer had no treats, then what? So the trainer is actually teaching the dog to jump on people. Because dogs just don't learn that if I don't do this and I'm free to do it though, then I'm not going to do it. No, that's not how it works. Ignoring just isn't effective, because the dog's just not jumping just to get you to do something. Sometimes the dog is jumping to let you know that they're dominant over you. Especially if it jumps on guests. So if I walk into a house and dogs jump on me, I already know that the owner's kind of being caught up too much in what they get out of the relationship with their dog, that it may make them sad to teach a dog how not to jump. And that right there is a psychological hurdle a lot of people have to get over or have to overcome. It's okay to express your annoyance with your animals because they are not innocent. Dogs hurt people. Dogs kill people. Sorry, guys. It's just reality. And they're always, if they can, going to try and see if they can rise above, take your position, be the head of the household, if they can. So all this freedom of choice that we give our animals is what's helping them think or making them think I'm higher on the totem pole than my owners. Again, what I was saying last time, Dogs are always going to test to see if you are worthy enough to lead them. Otherwise, they're going to take it. They're going to take the lead. Are you worthy of being their leader? They're going to test you. That's nature. My kids test me. My wife tests me. Everybody gets tested. Dogs are going to test you. Can I get away with this today? Yeah. That's what it's about. All right. Is a 5-month-old puppy too young for e-collar? No. It is not. It is not. Okay, Brandy, hold on. All right. And higher stem does nothing. Higher stem does nothing. What do you mean by that? It doesn't get them to be quiet or what? Elias says, I was in law enforcement. Crooks test you. 100%. And if the crook wins, you're not worthy of law enforcement. You know, just graduated a 4-month-old on e-collar. There you go. Another dog trainer. Another dog trainer. All right. Sorry, maybe I lost you there, Brandy, but I apologize. Hey, feel free to reach out anytime. You know, give me a call. We can talk through this, okay? I appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right, guys. Well, ask me some more questions. If not, we can see if I can pull up another video because that was kind of cool. But I got a couple seminars coming up. One in Madison and one right here in Green Bay. Do you recommend e-collars for all dogs only under certain circumstances? No. I recommend e-collars for all dogs. I don't care. The e-collar is like a leash to me. I recommend a leash for every dog. I'd recommend an e-collar. Same thing. I'd recommend your dog wear a just the same as I would recommend a leash. I would recommend an e-collar. Yeah, because if done right, if taught right, makes the dog's life better. Don't care if the dog is fearful. Don't care if the dog is not fearful. Doesn't matter. They're all smart enough to really be able to benefit from the e-collar. As a matter of fact, fearful dogs tend to do better than non-fearful dogs on e-collars. As crazy as that may seem. He acknowledges it but continues. What's the highest you've gone up on the e-collar? Also, make sure you're doing the back end work, which means can you make sure that you're not only putting a certain amount of pressure on him only when people come over, but you're also, you know, when there is nobody home, you're doing that same scenario so that he can't make a difference between when people are over and when people are not coming from you. If he notices that there's a lot of difference in your approach, your leadership towards him, sometimes that can cause a little bit more stress. So what we're talking about here, guys, is a dog who is on the bed. You have guests over, they're on their bed, and the dog whines on the bed. And how to stop the whining. Yes, you can tell the dog to stop with the e-collar. a low level stim, or what I'd like to tell people is the level that works. Um, the level that works and the dog chooses that. But you can, again, help him be a little bit better or cope a little bit easier. And you may be able to stick with those lower levels if you're doing it consistently every day without guests that are over. So anyway, yeah, Brandy, feel free. I'll even give you some more tips. You know, you got my time for free for the rest of the rest of his life. So yeah. Yeah. Well, I won't be doing a pack walk this week or next week, guys. I apologize. Because that seminar, actually, I may be able to make the pack walk because the seminar is at 12. So yeah, we'll still be having a pack walk, not this weekend, but next weekend. And anybody interested in being able to join the pack walk, what I usually offer is you just got to have one private lesson with me. You got to be able to teach the walk right, and then you're free to join the class, the pack walk, and it's free for the rest of the dog's life because we just like to have good people out there. So if you are interested, anybody out there who's watching, who's local, whatever, you guys are interested in joining the pack walk, book a session with me. Let's go over that walk. And again, then you can come to as many classes as you like. And for those of you who are my past clients, get your beep to the pack walk. All right. Okay. All right, guys. I think we'll. Oh, we got a question coming in. Okay. All right. Well, let me slow down. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Carrie says, how often and for how long do you recommend the e-collar be on the dog? It can be on the dog. It can be on the dog for the duration of the day. As long as you're taking it off at night, that's fine. Just think of it like a electronic fence. Some dogs have that thing on forever, but no, just take it off at night. You can keep it on during the day. Actually, for you, it's okay to have it on overnight if the dog's going through. We had some thunderstorms up in Green Bay for sure, so you can have it on during those times as well. You look at the forecast, and he's okay having it on overnight. That way, again, you can sort of guide the dog throughout the night. Yeah. Oh shoot, yes, man, I got to. Says Jeremy, I would like to see one of the videos how you use the long line with dog reactivity. Are you still going to make that video? Yeah, man, I got to get that. I'm trying to think of a dog that I can. Man, I just had a border collie, bro, that just was super, super reactive, and to the point where the dog would come and bite whoever. It just needed to bite something. Border collies, you know, they go into that crazy stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna try and get that done for you, though, buddy. Come to San Diego, we'll make it together. I want to, man. I want to, bro. My wife's best friends live out there. So that's a possibility for sure. Take Onyx. All right, bring him. Let's go. Yeah, that's for sure. That's coming up. All right, guys, man. If you guys like this video or found out that it was helpful at all, give me a like, give me a thumbs up. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do. I'm almost to 4,000 subscribers. So I add the drone. There you go. I'm almost to 4,000 subscribers. I want to get there. So, you know, I don't necessarily ask for that crap, but I want to, because you know why? I'm getting emotional. Emotional damage. Oh, stop. Oh, my Lord. I did not mean to do that. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wow, that was a lot. All right, guys, I'm out of here. We'll see you guys next time. I appreciate you guys. God bless. Cheers. Hope you have a great Thursday. See you later.